Hi YouTube. Today we're going to talk a little bit about weight and weight loss. I'm just adjusting this here. In learning from my trial and error in losing weight, I moved to a rural area and I swear I think I gained 20 pounds the first year. Never had I had a weight problem in my life, or even had to worry about my diet. I did find getting older that I also all of a sudden I just started gaining weight, had to worry about what I ate, had to change my diet. I've always worked out, so I didn't change anything there. But all of a sudden I had to start worrying about what I ate. So hopefully, I hope that you can learn from my experience. And what I learned was this, because weight is such a problem now that it affects so many people. We're all fat and obese. It's just awful. And I don't really think it's our fault. Something's going on here, that there's so much weight problem here. Right down to, I watched a video where someone got some papers on the studies of Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi actually may help you make more fat. So that, turn your Wi-Fi off. It's not healthy for you. Turn it off when you don't need it, and keep it off at night. We do in our home. For who knows, maybe they need to do more studies, but maybe it is a factor. Makes more fat cells. So anyway, one of the things I had to do, I was really shocked when I finally looked at the scale. I quit looking at the scale. And you know what? You lie to yourself in the mirror. I was shocked when I saw pictures of me, and all of a sudden I'm not just 20 pounds overweight, I'm 30, 35, 40 pounds overweight. What the heck happened? So I found that I had to change my ways as far as eating. And I happened upon on the internet a diet which was a low-carb diet. Basically, it was keeping your carbohydrates down to about 75 to 100 carbohydrates a day for 3 to 4 days. And then on a 5th day, you could have a higher carbohydrate day, like, no higher than 150. And then for 2 more days, you'd keep it back down to 75. And then on the 8th day, you got to really kind of eat all that you wanted to eat. And to tell you the truth, I lost a lot of weight on that. One of the things that they had people take out of their diet, because they give you a list of things you could eat, and basically, meat, tea, coffee, those kind of things for beverages, no sugar. The 1 day a week you had some sugar. Sugar, if you eat too much sugar and you spike your sugars up, it automatically makes you to turn all that into fat. It makes you store fat. You won't burn energy. You'll store it. So sugar's just an awfully hard one. I can't imagine giving sugar up. So that's why the diet, I think, worked for me, because I could have sugar once a week. I could have some goodies. Mostly it was meat and vegetables, and no grains either, because they'll spike your sugars up. And I also found, because I've had allergies really bad, that when I took the grains out on a daily basis, my allergies got a lot better. I still have them, but they were better. I didn't get them. Usually it seemed like at the end of every day they were so bad, no matter if there was anything blooming or not. And it was the grains. I just don't do grains very well. And I'm gluten-free. I don't do wheat or anything with gluten in it, because I seem to have a sensitivity with that, which I think a lot of people may be getting a sensitivity for that. They're spraying this glyphosate. It's the same stuff in Roundup on grains before they harvest them. Are they trying to kill us and make us sick? I don't know. It just seems awfully crazy, some of our food industry. And that's really why I really don't think this is something that's people's fault. They put flavor enhancers in food. They put extra sugar and salt, all the things that we naturally crave to sell their product. But you know what? It can't be an excuse. I found you really have to take charge if you want to have your health. And anyway, I was able to take a considerable amount of weight off on this diet. In about 2.5 months, I got back down to a more ideal weight, and boy, did I feel better. I felt so much better. And once a week, I weighed myself before I ate anything, and I even measured myself, my neck, my waist, and my hips. Now, I still haven't gotten back to that, but I quit doing that after a while. This is a hard deal, and you know what? I had some dental problems. I added cheese and milk back into my diet, and boy, I went in total, complete denial. I quit weighing myself. I guess I got tired of it. I think I did a pretty good job for about 2 years, and then I had the dental problem, and then, I don't know, I just fell asleep again. So I think a lot of you out there have the same kind of problem. You just, all of a sudden, you quit doing what's working. And I did that. As a matter of fact, I got my weight up 40 pounds over. It's embarrassing. Although I do have the challenge, I do have to take steroids for my asthma and my allergies when they are flared up, and that does put weight on you. It does spike your blood sugars and can turn you into diabetic temporarily while you're taking them. So that's an extra challenge that I have. What I've learned too is that, you know what? Cheese is really low in carbohydrates. So is butter. Well, so I started, oh good, cheese is good for me. It's got X factor in it, and it's low in carbs. And I'm telling you, I really think that they put flavor enhancers or something in cheese. It's like I couldn't put it down. I'm embarrassed, and I don't even want to tell you how many calories I was eating a day of cheese. And I do the slice. I was like a ritual. I do the slices really thin because I like them really thin. They taste better that way. And even organic cheese. None of it works. So I finally woke up when I went to the doctor for a problem, and you know, I started talking about my weight and didn't quite know what to do about it. And you know, it was like a waking dream, God talking to you. He said, you know, calories in, calories out. It's as simple as that. And all these fad diets, you know, they just don't work. Well, mine wasn't a fad diet. It was actually a lifestyle change. And I realized, I finally woke up. My God, you know, I haven't been doing my calories at all, just counting my carbohydrates. And I went back and I looked at how much cheese I was eating. I love cheese. I'm telling you, I do. I love sugar too. I really do. Anyway, I don't even want to tell you how much you guys out there who have a problem with cheese and sugar, you know what I'm talking about. You don't tell anybody, you know, you don't tell, you don't admit it. You don't even admit it to yourself. Anyway, I realized, oh my goodness, I not only need to count my carbohydrates, and that really is important for me. It is. When I was younger, I never had to worry about this stuff at all. I could eat anything I wanted to. But life changes. And I started counting my calories. And so now I'm back on my diet. I do still eat cheese. I really watch it though, you know. I mean, an ounce of cheese can be like 80 calories to 120 calories. You know, if you have 8 ounces of cheese, that's a lot of calories. So I don't eat it every day. Sometimes I do have it during the week, and I really have to be careful. I'm still not down to my ideal weight yet. I still have about 5 more pounds to go, and some more inches too. So Anyway, I'm watching the calories too. You know, I'm trying to keep it down. Some days I only eat 1,100 calories. Some days I go up to 1,400. But I'm keeping it in check, and then keeping the carbohydrates down so the blood sugars stay down. Oh, I'll tell you the other problem that really did me in too. I watched this video on these buttered coffees. Ah, you know what? They stir them up in an oxidizer, butter, and collagen. And I have been doing my collagen because actually losing weight, it's like, God, what happened to my skin? This is where I really made a mistake and was not paying attention. I love coffee. I drink a lot of coffee. A little dollop of cream I still do that now, but I started on these buttered coffees. You know what? I was not paying attention to how much butter in each cup of coffee I was putting. I mean, you know, a tablespoon of butter is 100 calories. Oh my God. So, I'm embarrassed to say, I think there were days that I probably had 600, 700 calories of butter. I kid you not. And, you know, I was thinking, oh, this is good for me. This is paleo. It's got X factor in it. It can't hurt me. Matter of fact, it's going to help my brain, you know, because butter is supposed to be anti-inflammatory and help your brain and all that from this video anyway. Oh, my gosh. I had to have done that for 2 or 3 years. I fully fell asleep. Gained all my weight back, and I'm in total denial. I will not weigh myself. I would not weigh myself. I quit weighing myself. I would not weigh myself. So, I know this is a challenge for all of you too. I had to give up. Oh God, they're so good. The buttered coffee that, you know, you put your coffee in there, and of course nice, you know, ground beans, and get your cup and put it in the oxidizer. And then put your butter in. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Especially with the collagen too. So that's really got to be like a reward day treat. And I haven't even done that because they're kind of addictive. But, so I gave those up. That was big for me. That was really, I miss them. But, wow. You know, I figure fat, it doesn't even have to do anything in the body. It just easily turns into fat. So, and you don't, you know, I mean, you burn fat and all that, but if you eat too much of it, you're in trouble. Also, I was eating a lot of nuts on this low-carb diet. For a while, I was eating a half a cup of, pecans are much more fattening than almonds. Almonds are better, and if you can, stick to the organic nuts. Because it really was a filler for me as far as, you know, not being hungry. But I basically most days have put that down to 1/4 a cup, which is about 200 calories. Not too high on carbohydrates, only about 9 calories. I mean, carbohydrates. So I changed that too, because that was, you know, I was looking at how much fat am I eating. Oh my God, I've gone nuts. Oh, and another thing that happened on this diet, you know, they tell you not to gorge. Well, what I realized on my reward day, I was gorging. I mean, I'd get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. No, that's long enough. It's the next day. And I love these little gluten-free cheesecakes. Start on those first. And I was getting sick on my reward day. And then I was you're supposed to fast the day after. I don't do a full fast, but I do make sure that I go 16 hours with nothing. Not even the coffee and the little dollop of cream in nowadays. What I decided to do was modify that diet. Now, it may work for you for a while. I do recommend it. And if you can control your gorging, that's a good idea. What I found, it seemed like going 7 days was too much for me, even with a 150 carb day. I modified it, and also I wanted to break the pattern so it would not be on the same day every week. I do 6 days, and then on the 7th day I have a reward day. And what I found is it changes each day, each week. Like this next time, it will be on Monday. And I found that started to break the pattern. There was a pattern that started. So I would recommend, you know, if something stops working for you, break up the pattern, because this food stuff is so addictive, and it, you know what, it's not good for you. Who needs, listen, if you're going to be overweight, you got probably 3 choices, and this is for the young people too. Oh my gosh, I see these young people, 20s, and they are fat and obese. And I feel so bad because, you know what, they're still young, they still have their health, but as they get older, they're going to lose it. Or by the time they're 16, they're a diabetic. I think that is so sad. And some of them, I know, haven't had an opportunity to have a good diet in the home. I'm so grateful. I raised, especially I was more aware with my younger daughter, she had a very excellent diet. And she wasn't a big sugar eater, and she was sports oriented too. That's the other thing. You've got to exercise. You've got to get out and exercise at least 3 times a week for an hour. Get some aerobics or something cardiovascular going for yourself. The human body really needs to move. If it doesn't, it just doesn't do well. It gets all kinds of health problems and joint problems and back problems. And our these days, you know, with jobs where you got to sit all day and all that, I don't think it works very well. Boy, people really need their lunch breaks and their 15-minute breaks. I think people should be able to get up and stand and stand and sit. That's better for you than constantly sitting. And be able to move around a little bit. So anyway, get exercise. Now, what was my point? God, I totally forgot it. And I really want to start doing these videos more geared to more people, because I think, you know, what I want to do is monetize this channel and do it full time, because that's how I can be of service. I'm not doing what I used to do. I'm kind of basically retired from what I used to do. Although I still have my license, my real estate license, and this is how I can be of service and also maybe earn a little bit of money, hopefully at some point. So I want to appeal to broader audiences, and also, you know, that's how I can be of service, because there really is a problem in this country, and I don't know about the rest of the world, but especially in this country, with weight. And so these are the things I recommend. I have some notes here because I want to make sure I don't forget any of this. Okay. Most people are eating way, way, way too many carbohydrates. This is the fact of the matter for what energy they're putting out. And you'll be amazed at muffins and cereal and grains, how high they are in carbohydrates. You've really got to be active to eat a lot of that stuff, or a lot younger, and evidently that's not the case anymore either. And I'm not so sure that the food industry isn't making us all sick with additives and glyphosate and changing our food. Anyway, you've got to maybe get your carbohydrates down. Look at that. These are the things I do that work for me. I keep a food diary. I could never do this without keeping a food diary. And for years, I just thought, you got to be kidding. I am not going to do a food diary. Are you kidding? But I finally had to really think about and keep track of what I'm eating. And I'm sure that there are apps for this. I use a notebook. I don't know. That's just how I am. I add up my calories on my phone on the calculator, and there's, you know, place you can go look on the internet to see how many calories is in something. And I check both my carbohydrates and my calories now. And I recommend you keep a food diary every day if you really are committed to getting the weight off. I think is absolutely essential. You keep a food diary. And the other thing, or you'll forget what you're eating and you won't keep track. The other thing I highly recommend, and it's one of the things I quit doing, because one, when you look in the mirror, photos don't lie. I was shocked by some of my photos. I'd never been obese in my life, ever. So weigh yourself every week. If you go without a week, make sure that second week you weigh yourself. And even measure yourself, is not a bad idea. It helps when you're losing weight because you get to see the weight go down and you get to see the inches go down. So that it's really kind of exciting. I was thrilled when I, lost 35 pounds the first time. And it came off, I don't know, it's kind of long now, but it seemed like it was like in 2.5 months. Just changing my diet and watching what I was doing. The other thing I recommend, if you can, and you know what? I'm here. I'll be your support person. I recommend you have some kind of support system. Don't hang out with all your fat friends. When I did that, I was my fattest. Some people don't want to lose weight, and that's okay. I still love them, but what I found is I really had to change, and I had to connect with people who would support me in my journey of weight loss. I recommend that you find other support systems. There's weight loss programs out there, that you can sign up with, and people that want to have good health and be, a good weight. I'm here. Anyone who wants to comment, needs some help in keeping their weight down, encouragement, I'm here. I will respond and help you stay awake, because that's what's happened to me. I just kept falling back asleep, and I really, in this last time, I really don't feel I can do that anymore. I think you got 3 choices when you're really overweight. You've got 3 choices: diabetes, heart disease, or cancer. Now, I don't think those are really good choices. And getting your weight down and being healthy and getting some exercise and eating the right foods. Try to go as organic as you can. Not everything I buy is organic, but I do my best to get as much organic food. Grow garden. That's another video at some point, in people really getting together in communities and having community gardens and greenhouses. We've got our climate just going wacko on us, And basically, eating lots of vegetables, not too much fruit. It will raise your blood sugars too much. But I'll have, most days I'll have a half a cup of blueberries. I really like blueberries. They're good for you. And that's it until my reward day. And the reward day, I almost don't want to call it that. I think I'm going to call it my high carb day. Reward could get into like, celebration, let's binge. I just can't do that one anymore. And I really do understand other people that have like food addictions and problems with food. It's really very hard. So weigh yourself, keep your carbohydrates down, watch your calories, drink lots of water. That water burns calories. It has no calories to it. I didn't know this. When you drink water, it burns calories. Yeah, just by drinking water. So drink lots of water. It'll help, cleanse the body of toxins and that kind of thing. And get around people who are active and who are interested in keeping a healthy weight. I work out every week. I go to Jazzercise, and boy, I'll tell you, I really have, I have to respect myself, because I was still going there 40 pounds overweight. And some of these gals are even bigger, but you know what? They're showing up. At least they're working out. So that's the advice I give, the 3 things. Weigh yourself every week before on your high carb day. Watch carbohydrates and calories, you know, and keep a food diary. It's absolutely essential. And when you start falling asleep, be around other people that are going to keep you on track. And what else do I have here? This is really, you know, not, I'm a baby boomer, but this is really for young and old alike. You know, our young people, they're our future. I hate to see our young people ruined by the food industry and other elements in society. They're going to build our future. As a matter of fact, I think they're going to really change it. I personally love the Millennials, and I think it's the Z generations. They're the ones that are going to put things back in a healthy perspective. I really believe that. So let's see, what else? Let me make sure I got everything here, I hope. Oh my God, I'm 26 minutes on here. I wonder if you guys will even watch this. Anyway, this is a weight loss, low carb, low calorie, learned from my trial and errors, and I'm still at it. And I do hope I'll hear from you. And when I monetize this, like this and subscribe to me, because I'm going to have all kinds of topics on here. Weight loss, anti-aging, higher consciousness, environment, those things that really people really are interested in, and I hope I can make more and more interesting videos as I go along. So thank you for watching.